Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we are talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from March 31st, 1990. We've also got, hopefully, a bunch of shenanigans, because you know how we do it as we try to take your mind off things in this crazy world where things are just going more and more nuts as we speak. I'm sitting here with Doc and not Hardbody Harper. Harper should be calling in any minute now, even though he's 7-8 minutes late already. Doc, how are you, sir?
Man,
oh, there he is. Oh, shit, he just joined. Wait.
Oh, look at there.
Hey.
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 Couldn't have timed that better.
That's
I know,
right.
huh?
We're on the air, pal.
Literally,
how you doing?
just hit record.
I'm doing fine.
Did you make sure everybody has Rolling Rock stocked up?
Oh, yeah. I just drank one.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm having a Blue Moon myself.
Blue Moon. Do you put the orange in it?
Nah, bro, you don't need to doctor up beer like that.
Yeah.
It's like putting steak sauce on steak. If you got a good enough product, you don't need to jack with it.
You know why they started doing that with fucking Coronas?
Because the Lime Lobby paid them?
It was to keep flies from getting in a fucking beer in Mexico.
Harper's always got some obscure fact that none of us have ever heard of, and
next you're gonna tell me they put fluoride in them some bitches.
So, Doc, how are you doing today?
Man, I hate everybody. Every single living organism is on my shit list. But I got a field trip report. We took our kid to his first concert last week.
Okay.
How'd it go?
It was all right. I got some ideas here for improvement, but I paid money. We went to see the Foo Fighters up in Oklahoma City. Dude, Dave Grohl cusses a lot. Like, he says motherfucker in every sentence. That's
cool.
Yeah. The boy liked that part of it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is good and bad. They played for 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is pretty cool. Unless you have a 9-year-old with you. Then it's not so cool.
They were ready to leave?
Yes. Or because these kids, and I would have thrown this to Mike for backup, but he can't back me up on a single fucking thing. These kids don't have to sit through shit they don't want to sit through anymore. They just curate their own life. So if a song comes up in the concert and they don't know it, they don't know how to handle just standing there and shut the fuck up and watching a song they don't know. Because they want to hear all the songs they want to hear. Create their own playlist.
God, it must suck to be a kid nowadays. That's a miserable life.
Yeah. I never heard this song before. Why are you playing this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes there's things like when you're young and they happen and you don't think you'll like it. And you're like, oh, I'm glad I heard that. Or I'm glad I tried
like Mike
that.
With fucking black chicks.
Wow.
Come on.
Everything's got to be a stupid mud show outlaw joke to you two buffoons, huh?
That was funny.
That's why you said that's messed up after you said it, right? Wow.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you need to apologize. But proceed, Doc. Whatever you were saying about Foo Fighters, I've never heard of that group or anything.
You've never heard of them?
Yeah, right.
Never heard of them.
You never heard of
he's
Foo
right,
Fighters?
He's right, because I was talking to one of my kid's friends' dad is a brother at soccer practice, and I was like, "Oh, we went to a concert." He goes, "Oh, who'd you go see?" I was like, "The Foo Fighters." He goes, "Who's that?" I said, "Look, I know who Jodeci is. Why don't you learn about some of my people?" And then he goes, "Well, y'all people stole all rock and roll." And I was like, "We'll do it again with rap if you don't watch out." But he didn't know who the Foo Fighters were. I was like, I don't expect y'all to know little bands, but if we're ever going to come together as people, we need to understand each other's cultures.
Yeah, I mean, we don't expect you to know who fucking Candlebox is, but come on.
All I heard about noon today was I got no flips and dives, Mike. I'm exhausted. We got to get in, get out, get this show over with. And, here we are, minutes down the line, and I'm getting nothing but flips and dives. So on that note, I want to thank...
March 31st, 1990. I don't have a video version in front of me because you didn't start that. I was trying to vamp to give you some time to get ready, but apparently that's not going to be the case.
So as I was saying...
high performance move of the week.
Special shout out to our largest Patreon contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, and I've got a couple, well, actually 3 new Podcast Addict 5-star reviews. So let me start there. So first one, this one was from August 5th of 2021 from Ramblin' Redneck. Stiff competition for most entertainment with least effort. I'm going to take that as a compliment because it's a 5-star review. So thank you, Ramblin' Redneck. Then we got Mike Liddy on August 6th of 2021. These guys are here to be blessed and be a blessing. Once I get my disability check, you 3 stooges will get your 5 disability checks. You can book it, bitch. Thank you, sir.
That's right.
And then we got someone called Regular Sean, another 5-star review on August the 10th, 2021. He says, y'all news Jesus. I think he means y'all need Jesus, and I totally agree, Regular Sean. Great podcast. Thanks for the time and effort you put into it. Sean in Ireland. So there you go. 3 5-star reviews on this lovely, lovely, lovely night. And by the way,
I wonder if you watched Downton Abbey.
Sean, if you're on Twitter, go to CJH Houdat and tell him if you watch Downton Abbey.
Yeah, they hate the Irish in that show.
Well, you are
That's because they're
really
English.
You're right.
You are really elbows deep into that, huh?
I fucking love that show, bro. It's good shit.
I can see it. It's very
Man,
apparent.
I remember when that, because my mother-in-law lives with us. I remember when that show was on. These bitches they were double recording on like 4 different TVs, man. They were making sure
on
that
PBS nonstop.
They were making sure that shit got recorded. I'd pull up my TV and they're like, well, you can't watch live TV because you have too many things recording, and it was all the same shit.
Bruh, so that I'm so glad to hear I'm not the only one that happens to in a house.
I don't know. You and I aren't friends right now, so I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay.
March 31st, 1990.
Won't you wait a second, huh?
Oh, okay. I don't want to blow up.
Last thing. Got to give some credit to some folks here. So a couple of Patreon shout outs. I got to give credit to this guy here. I don't know who this is on Twitter or Facebook, but someone with the handle Dirty Old Man signed up on Patreon. That's nice. I love the handle Dirty Old Man.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah, that narrows it down when it comes to us. So thank you for signing up on Patreon. Sean, welcome to the BTT Hall of Fame. David, God, I don't know how to say his name. Starts with a C. And then another David Cameron, a.k.a. DC. He's been actually a patron for a long time, but he finally moved over from the Podbean patron to Patreon, which we switched over to a few years back. And if you're not a patron and you want to become one, go to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT and you can support this show. It is completely ad-free. The only thing we plug is our own stuff. So become a patron, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT and get access to all of our clashes, pay-per-views, world class shows, and all that good stuff available there. All right, Doc, you've been fussing,
Harper,
so let's get into it.
I got a question for you.
Oh, now he wants to flip and dive. See? There we go. Now he wants to flip and dive.
I got to tell you, if I had Geico, I'd cancel it right now.
So you just give him you'd cancel it, but you give him a free plug on our show.
Once I've said put the kiss of death on them, they just saying their name in a plug. But I had it with you tonight.
You ain't had nothing.
Shit.
That's what I thought. All right. So, can I start the video version now, Doc, or you got anything else you want to get in? All right. I'll take that as a yes. All right, so let's get into it. We're talking March 31st, 1990. Flips and dives are out of the way. Doc, you've been wanting to get into this. What do you think about this week's show? And he doesn't talk, of course. So we open the show with Luger versus, or with Luger and Flair. Luger's got Flair in a torture rack. We then head to JR and Corny, who break down what we'll see and discuss today. And for some reason, I've got a timestamp to play, and I don't know why I've got a timestamp to play it. Was anything said in the opening, Doc, that you remembered?
Nope.
He's salty. Let's hit play.
Let's talk about it. A lot of the matches that I have seen with Ric Flair and Lex Luger have ended with outside interference due to Ole Anderson or one of the horsemen.
No, what happens is Ole Anderson or woman or one of the horsemen, every time they see Ric Flair about to be ripped off, every time they see the referee not noticing something, they come to ringside and call it to his attention, the rule infraction made by his opponent. No outside interference.
Okay, I had a feeling that you might have that opinion of that, but let's assume that they have outside interference. How can Luger and Flair settle their differences?
Well, if you want to talk about stopping outside interference, if you want to maybe keep some of Lex Luger's friends from running into the ring and trying to rip off the Nature Boy, the obvious way to do it is a cage match. Because in a cage match, nobody can get in the ring and nobody can get out of the ring. It's got to be settled by the two guys in there, and that would be Nature Boy Ric Flair, because a cage match is right up his alley, brother. As a matter of fact, he won the world title at Starrcade 83 from Harley Race inside a steel cage. He can do it.
We'll talk more about that in the hour. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, a very special workout from Sting's Training Center. I'll have that report a little bit later in the program. We'll have our first match right after this.
Sting's Training Center. Norman and Captain Mike up next. Doc, what are your thoughts about the opening of the show?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. He's salty. So we'll keep moving because I got a feeling Harper's got nothing too.
No.
We get a bunch of commercials. A&W, some bowling, M&M's, wrestling wrap-up newsletter by WCW. Harper, I don't know if you wanted to mention any of these commercials, but you got anything regarding these great commercials from 1990?
Fucking AMW, man. When's the last time you saw a commercial for that?
Do they even play A&W commercials anymore?
No.
Still in stores, though.
Oh, yeah. It's still around. It's a 7-Up product.
Oh, okay. Did D-Man tell you that one? I'm just curious.
No.
Okay, you just know. All right. So let me keep going because we got to get to some stuff here with Norman. So hold on. It's coming up. I'm going to hit the volume on this in a second because I got some things from this. Here we go. Let's go to Norman. He's cutting a promo.
Back, everyone, to World Championship Wrestling. Norman, last week we saw you with a big black box. Now, I know that there's something in that box. What I heard it breathing is, who's in there?
I'm not telling you who's in there, but he's good, you know. It's the Boogie Man. That's who's in there, the Boogie Man.
Well, Jim Cornette thinks it's a box full of Twinkies or something.
Oh, that'd be nice for me, hey? I like Twinkies.
You got a good Boogie Man in the box?
Yeah, he's good. Like you, Jim Ross, you're my friend, and all these good kids, if you're good, then the Boogeyman's good to you. You know, one time I was scared of the Boogeyman, and I got up, and he was sitting on the edge of my bed, and I got up, so I read him a story out of one of my comic books. Do you know what story I read him?
Oh, what did you read him?
I don't know what I read him. That's why I asked you what I read him.
Well, I have no idea. When are we going to see who's in the big black box?
Well, it could be pretty soon. I'm getting ready to open that big box pretty soon. you want to know, don't you?
I really want to know. A big surprise for everybody?
Yeah, and you're a good friend, Jim Ross, so I want you can know pretty soon too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we may find out today, perhaps. What's
Ninja Norman? Hey, I got a sword for you, Jim Ross.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Want a mask too?
No, I probably need one, but I'll pass. Ladies and gentlemen, Ninja Norman will be back a little bit later in the program. But right now, let's go down to the ring.
So I just realized I hit share screen, but it wasn't sharing. So I'm trying.
Yeah, it's not sharing.
Let me know if that worked that time.
Oh wait, okay, I think now it's gonna come on. There it is.
Okay.
Look at this fuck. Oh fuck, dude. I was watching this and fucking Tiffany was like, look at this. She goes, what the fuck is going on? She's like, that's Jim Ross? It's like, yeah. She's like, why is he talking to that guy? It's like, that's Norman. And then I told her what her gimmick is. She's like, that's fucked up to make fun of special people. It's like, yeah, it's 1990.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about it, but this gimmick would highly offend people nowadays.
Yeah. And first of all, it's not a sword, it's a sai.
Yes. I think you had mentioned it last week, too.
Yeah.
You said it was a
Heroes
sigh.
in a half shell.
Turtle
or
power.
Heroes in a half brain.
Did you hear when he called himself Ninja Norman at the end?
Yeah.
Christ.
They should make that to a shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Ninja Norman?
Yeah.
God, I bet they would fly off the shelves. Not. Doc, I know you love Norman, man. What's your thoughts on Norman?
Not so good.
Oh, you got to have more than not so good. He's a ninja. He's got the turtle outfit on still. He's going to show us the big black box. The Boogie Man's in it. Who could it be, Doc?
You.
I'm ugly, but I'm not that ugly. Come on, give me some credit here. So we keep going, and we go to the next match. We got Mike Rotunda versus the Cuban Assassin. Cornette mentions Norman when he joins the commentary, and I don't know. Seems like Corny's shooting. Corny says, I'll tell you what's in the box. All the cities Norman has wrestled in, and that's where they're buried.
Oh.
And hold on, because I think I got the timestamp from it. I think this is it coming up right here.
Feeble-minded idiot. I'll tell you what's in that box. All the cities Norman has wrestled in, that's where they're buried.
Well, I'll tell you, he said we might see who's in the box today.
So just JR's lack of response, I felt that Corny saying this guy's garbage in every city he's been in. He's killed the town. Not that he's garbage, but the gimmick is stupid. Not really a shot at Norman as much as probably somebody like Hurd. Anyway, Mike Rotunda, he's going to win with the airplane spin again, and Cactus is going to come out after the match, and Cactus comes in the ring, and Rotunda and Cactus are brawling. Eventually, Sullivan comes out, and he's going to open the box, but before that, I'll throw it to Doc to see if he's got anything from this match.
It was a long match.
Yeah, it was.
That's the Cuban Assassin, though. That's why it's long. Right, Harper?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to fast forward to the part that we're talking about where the brawl happens. Well, yeah, but I'm trying to get to where Cactus comes out. As I'm trying to get to it, Harper, what do you have from this long match? I think they're 10 minutes in at this point. No.
Yeah, this shit was long, bro.
Maybe 7.
But you know what I was thinking when he pops out the box? I was like, was you sitting in that box fucking Indian style the whole time? or as you call it, crisscross applesauce? He's just sitting in that. I guess he's just sitting there because he can't be squatting. They'll kill his
Harper,
fucking
back in the
knees.
day, they used to send guys under the ring for the entire night.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's so big, it's got to be uncomfortable for him being in that box. So he's got to be able to sit. He can't just be like on his knees or something.
I need to think
He's
about
so
it.
fucking big.
And I love how they messed up the shot when he comes out the box.
Yeah.
So basically, Abdullah the Butcher is in the box. But I got, for the video folks, the patrons out there, we're looking at Rotunda and Cactus in the ring right now. And this is a miss. Look, I think this is dumb, but I got to point out something. Rotunda and Cactus are in the ring fighting, and in the background, in the corner, Sullivan is messing around with the box. And you're going to see it in a second. Sullivan opens the box, and they get the worst camera angle possible to see Abdullah being unveiled, coming out the box. Like, look, see Sullivan? He's getting back there now. Abdullah comes out. You can barely see it. And then when they cut to it, he's already out, and you see his big fat back and his, breast flopping around. Anyway.
That's nice.
So, this is what we've been waiting for. Norman is in the ring doing jumping jacks. Abdullah is going. Look at Norman.
Jesus.
Abdullah is attacking Sullivan and Cactus, and he's helping Norman and Rotunda. Harper, what were your thoughts on all of this, man?
I don't remember this. And the first thing that popped to mind was like, he's a face?
There's only a short list. There's a small list of people that should never be babyface.
Yeah, the thing is, how could you convince him to do this?
How could you convince him?
Yeah, Abdullah
Here's
the
the
Butcher.
paycheck.
No, what I'm saying, like, psychology-wise, like, why is he doing this?
Well, and he's not believable as a babyface.
No. Fuck
especially to us.
Because when they got the promo after this, I'm like, this is a fucking odd couple. This is like a kid that just playing with his toys and just took 3 random fucking wrestling figures and just put them together.
So who else is on that list that wouldn't be a babyface?
The Iron Sheik,
Kamala.
Any wrestler who was a quote unquote savage type wrestler.
Right.
You know, y'all said it, and I don't know, Sheik's not a savage, but
I mean, I can see how George the Animal Steel with Elizabeth became a babyface.
Yeah, it was like the King Kong deal.
But he wasn't carving up people's faces like Abdullah. I'm sorry.
No.
There'd have to be a bigger, he's just out of the box and a babyface for that turn to exist and make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's a face.
The only people who bought Abdullah at this time as a face were the people who were seeing Abdullah for the very first time ever.
That's
right here. That's the only way you could buy it.
Because the last time we saw him was when he was with Gary Hart.
And he was chewing on a goddamn podium.
He was chewing on the podium.
Yeah. So I'm with Harper, though. I think I do want to watch the promo. But before we go to their promo, after that brawl with all those guys, we go to the Castrol High Performance of the Week, which goes to Doom and Teddy Long. And I think there's a bunch of other commercials. I don't have notes from
That's
it.
that old commercial I was talking about. The fucking old Castro commercial.
The Pistons stop in there.
Yeah. They showed that for years.
This one, yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You don't want that shit to happen when you get a car.
No.
God, they did show this for years with the Pistons and
and then it starts heating up because there's no fucking oil.
Yeah. Well, don't drive your car without oil in it.
That's right.
Harper?
That's right. Check that shit.
Harper, we're talking about somebody we know whose car had a leak in it, oil leak, and the person starts the car and is like, "Oh, my car needs 3 quarts of oil, and the car only holds 4.5." Yeah, don't let that happen. Anyway, we'll go now to Norman, Mike Rotunda, and Abdullah the Butcher. What an odd couple, as Harper had to say. Here it is.
What a surprise. It was Abdullah the Butcher in that big black box all along. Norman, hey, make him quit this.
Jim Ross is good.
A very expensive tie.
Good. He ate my sword too, Jim Ross. Look, he bent my sword. He's good, huh? He likes good people. Hey, no.
Norman, come on, you got to control him.
No. Abdullah, no. We'll get you something. We'll get you something to eat. Please
feed this guy.
That was a great surprise, Norman. Let me tell you how you like Norman's surprise. Pretty good, huh?
Well, there goes my format for the rest of the program.
That's okay, Jim Ross. Captain Mike, how you like that?
I loved it, Norman. I love that surprise. Do you like it, Jim?
Well, that was a major surprise. Now,
look, Kevin Sullivan. He looks like Kevin Sullivan.
Too big.
Yeah, hair, a little bit bald in the back, kind of a big mouth. Jim Ross, woo. How you like my...
Can he talk?
Yeah, he talks in boogie language.
I've never heard Abdullah talk.
Boogie Man language, just to me, I know what he's saying.
What's he saying?
He ate my sword and he wanted to eat my best teddy bear, so he's kind of don't act too good. He's a little bit crazy, you know.
Well, does this mean that he's going to be a tag team partner?
Hey! He'll eat anything. He's like a goat.
Is he going to be a tag team partner?
Yeah, of course. Me, Captain... Hey, don't! Me, Captain Mike, and Abdullah... Oh, no.
You really think this team could lose?
Holy, if we can't beat him, he'll eat one of them.
Fans, I think it's best now that we end this interview while I still have a few apparel, a little bit of my clothing left.
Could he eat your wallet? Could he eat your wallet?
Well, that would be a very light meal. Fans will be. Let's go to the ring. Good grief.
Kevin Sullivan, get ready. Abdullah might eat you.
What are we watching? What are we watching, Harper?
It's like a dream. Like, bro, I had this dream last night that Abdullah the Butcher was with Norman and fucking Mike Rotunda. And Mike Rotunda was a sailor.
Look at this shot. We got Abdullah here chewing on the doll.
And Mike's like, ha, 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 yeah.
And Rotunda's laugh. Okay, let me, Doc, I need your thoughts. I really do. But I want to say something. So you and I, we watched World Class. We watched Bruiser, Brody, and Abdullah, murder each other essentially in bloodbaths. We've seen Abdullah and Manny. If you remember Starrcade '85, I think it was a Mexican death match. I mean, they bled buckets all over each other. And so we've got these memories of Abdullah, and now we've got Abdullah farting around with Norman and Captain Mike, and Captain Mike's laughing as Abdullah chews on a doll that's supposed to be Kevin Sullivan. Looks nothing like Sullivan, but it's just a bizarre world, as Harper's kind of saying, a dream. Doc, your thoughts? Okay. Doc, you got nothing on this.
No, I was on mute.
Oh.
He was Kamala before Kamala. If you know, I mean, Harper said that the only people that would believe this are the people that saw it for the first time. If you know anything about this guy, he is beyond scary. I mean, are we sure that Jim Hurd is not Bray Wyatt's grandfather?
No, but
meaning that Mike Rotunda fucked Hurd's daughter and now he's in this gimmick?
Yeah, this is fucking. I don't.
So here's the other thing.
Shit.
6 to 8 months ago, Norman was being led around by the nose as a mentally criminal escapee from a mental hospital, and now he's the puppet master. And how fucking not racist, but just stupid racist is that he speaks Boogie Man.
Yeah, he speaks Boogie. What's that mean, Mike?
I mean, I don't know.
Like,
I was about to say, like, if he'd have started talking like they did in Airplane and speaking like that would have actually probably technically been the more offensive thing. Saying you speak Boogie that's just dumb. That's not even trying to be offensive.
Look, I'm all for being racist if we can draw money with it.
Okay.
But this is in wrestling, not in real life. Slow down. But
I just don't know what we're watching.
It makes no sense. Like, he should turn on Rotundo and carve him up.
Mike Rotunda's got his hand on his shoulder. Dude.
Here's the other thing.
When did you see anyone just look at Abdullah just, hey, what's up, man? Pat him on the back and all fucking, yeah, I mean, this is my buddy.
Dude, Rotunda is doing the ultimate pin me, pay me right here. He's laughing. He thinks this is funny. Look at him. Just watch Rotunda. This is a game to him. He's like, man, this is so stupid, but hey, if they're going to keep paying me X amount of dollars, I guess I'll go along with this dumb stupidity.
Well, you got to remember, they're getting contracts that they've never seen that kind of money before.
And they're not making money.
Well, that's their problem, not the wrestler's problem.
Yeah. You think a gimmick like that could get over now?
Which one? Which one?
A psychomaniac from a foreign country and slices people open and shit.
Yes. I think Abdullah could get over in any era if he was allowed to do the gimmick.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. I think
I think wrestlers that present a sense of real life danger get over in any time.
Yeah. Like a Brock.
We'll keep moving though, because I don't know what else to say about I don't know what else to say about the Rotunda.
Man, Norman's had a come up, dude. He
What did
escaped the mental facility, and now he's got a crew.
Doc, what did you mean by Abdullah was Kamala before Kamala? I saw Kamala before Abdullah.
Oh.
Did you somehow see Abdullah before Kamala? I mean, it's possible.
Abdullah was first, huh? In the business?
Well, no, but that's not what I'm saying. For me, I saw Kamala before I remember Abdullah.
Well, I'm a little older than you.
Okay, where'd you see Abdullah before Kamala then, since you were so much older?
On
and got
my
all the
TV.
knowledge?
Yeah,
exactly. Can't tell me where specifically. You on a TV.
Well,
it's not
Abdullah
a location.
drives.
Oh, God. That's a question for you to answer, Harper.
Oh, man.
What kind of car does Abdullah drive?
I could just picture him driving the old, like, the 85 Fleetwood with the bumper hanging off. And he gets out the car. Hey, what's up, man?
No, he's got a real high-pitched voice.
And it's like the fucking beer cans all falling out and fucking food wrappers. And it smells like blunts.
Smells like hepatitis.
Oh.
Jesus.
What?
Well,
Smells like Hep C floating down the road.
Here come the tweets.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely have some fucking Popeye chicken in there.
Come on.
You're going to hell.
Come on, Mike. Come on, bro. You know some fucking big old black dude like that from fucking New Orleans.
He's from Toronto.
He looks like he's from fucking Mike's fucking
So
neck
you're
of the
judging
wood.
a book by his cover. He's from Toronto, Canada.
He looks like a big old black dude from fucking New Orleans.
He looks like he could be from the lower ninth ward. Back before the lower nine was gentrified.
Yeah.
You mean improved?
Yeah.
I said gentrified. I don't know if I'd call it improved.
You
It's
mean
not
improved?
It's fucking poison.
You mean redistricted?
Okay. Yeah, let's keep moving before this goes any further. We go to the next match because the Abdullah, Captain Mike, and Norman combination is just stupid enough. We go to Jimmy Garvin versus Eddie Gilbert. And what were you about to say, Harper?
Welcome to Headlock City. How can I help you?
Yes.
Bro, this was a marathon.
Yeah.
Well, and let me mention, JR mentions that Hayes has been suspended and is on suspension, and that's why Garvin is wrestling in a singles match. He says Hayes took an unscheduled vacation. The Rock and Roll Express eventually will come down to ringside. This match is a headlock fest, as the guy said. There's a commercial interruption during the match because it's so long. We get a little Absorbine Jr. I seem to remember that from back in the day. Absorbine.
I don't remember that shit. What the
You don't remember
was that? Like Icy Hot?
I guess kind of, yeah, like a pain. It was supposed to be like a pain reliever.
Like numbing your shit up.
Oh. Well, that guy just saved some lives, and that made him feel great. But he felt sore afterwards. So he put this shit on.
I've never.
Why was it Junior?
I guess there was an Absorbine Senior before it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably because it's in a smaller bottle.
I guess. What did they call it? It's a
Hey, if you think
liniment.
the world is going to the shits today, just remember back then was fucked up too.
Oh,
Yeah, well, but it was so great, full of corn syrup and food coloring and
Ruse.
asbestos.
yeah, it's asbestos and ruse and
AutoZone
fucking
commercials.
AutoZone guy.
Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
I don't think that's what they played back then.
No.
Yeah, it was different. So we finally go through all those commercials and we will come back
Look
to
at
the
this
match.
asshole.
Fucking Murray.
Murray.
My dad had a Murray lawnmower.
Dude's on a riding lawnmower. Did he, Harper? Y'all had that much grass to cut?
No, not a riding lawnmower. It was just a regular
okay.
push lawnmower.
Gotcha. You know, Doc's so well off, he actually pays people to cut his grass.
How much it cost? $40?
I've got a third of an acre, and here's the thing.
He's about to show y'all that privilege, y'all.
Well, I have a black man that cuts my yard.
Like I said,
wow, that's real nice.
You got to point that out, don't you?
Well, he and I are buddies.
I bet y'all are.
Right.
You give him money.
My best friend's black.
Right. That's how you just sounded.
Well, I have two. Most people that say that only have one, but I have this guy and you, Mike.
Wow, that's nice.
Right. And so...
Well, won't you just say three? You know, my wife as well, right?
We've talked him up. He works
like the numbers. Why don't you? Go ahead.
He works for my next door neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
So about 5 years ago, my lawn equipment got stolen out of our shed. So I asked him if he would cut our lawn, and we had small children. I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I got kids. He's like, yeah. I said, how much would you charge me? He said $45. I said, oh, you sold. This year, I gave him a $5 raise. Not asked for it. Didn't ask for it. That's an 11% raise. How much did you get last year, Menace?
Damn, that's $50 a week?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Right. See? What was your raise last year, buddy?
$100 a fucking month.
Right.
Yeah.
But you better go to Home Depot, go buy a fucking lawnmower.
Well, here's the thing. So the guy that cuts my yard has picked up two of the other yards on our cul-de-sac. So now he does 4 at a time.
Oh, so he's fucking working it.
Right. And his wife retired, so he's got her out pushing a lawnmower too.
That's right.
That's pretty funny. That's it, yeah. So he and our buddies, we sit and talk, and he'll be like, man, she's killing me. And I'm like, hey, man, it don't matter what color they are. They're all crazy. And we're like, ha, 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 what's up? But he's getting older. So he's probably coming to the end. And the boy, Latrell, is starting to get into the prime free labor age of his lifetime. So in a couple of years, when he's about 10 or 11, he's going to get behind a lawnmower. I got this all planned out.
Right. And after that long story Doc just told us.
Well, they had a headlock on, so I thought I'd go into business for myself a little bit.
Well, guess what? They got another one.
Right. Like I said, he's showing you his privilege and how well off he is paying somebody big money to cut his lawn. But anyway, after what feels like 30 minutes of this match, and I didn't time it.
My note was, why does rock and roll come out after 25 minutes?
I guess they got bored waiting in the back, man. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
This was my favorite match of the show, though. It went on so long I could fast forward a couple of times.
It was Headlock City. You did not miss anything.
There's two things, though, about this match. So do you want to do the finish, and then I'll
go
wrap it up for you?
No, point. Go ahead. Take your points right here. Go ahead. I mean, go ahead. Yeah, tell us what you got.
These two guys are good wrestlers.
Yes.
Yeah.
This match would have worked a lot better in 1984 than it did in 1990.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm talking to the people, Harper. Oh. The second thing is, for as long as this was, and I was thinking that, because I knew they had lost me, they had lost the crowd. The crowd was up at the end. For all that you can say about this being slow and headlocks and head scissors, the crowd popped at the end.
Yeah, and this is to me, you couldn't pull this off nowadays because people have too much, like you were. I mean, they just have too much that they can turn their attention to. They pull the phone out. You know how it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Harper and I are on our phones while we're recording this.
You ain't pulling this match off nowadays. So yes, the people stayed into it because it is 1990 and there aren't the distractions. The rock and roll coming out there also kind of helped play a part in the people playing into it because Ricky and Robert are kind of slapping the canvas and there's legitimate bad blood with Ricky and Robert and the Freebirds, just based on last few weeks as well. So we've got a little few going there. So that's why you got that. So the rock and roll. Go ahead.
Is this the longest TV match? Not like we're going to go out to the so-and-so arena. Is this the longest TV match we've seen in 6 years doing this?
I think it's. I think so, huh?
No, we're going to go watch Wyndham and Flair go 45 minutes over at this other thing, or we're going to watch Ole and Arn or Tully and Arn versus the Rock and Roll in South Carolina at a TV taping or in the studio. This went on forever.
Well, see, that's the thing. This is kind of equivalent to those matches, even though the crowd isn't as hot, where you had the,
yes
rock
and no,
roll.
yes and no, because I mean, these people had to deal with Norman last week, and then they saw him again.
Well, no, what I'm saying, you're saying, is this the longest TV match? I mean, we're not in the studio, and if you remember in '86,
no, but it's a TV taping.
Well, yeah, but in '86, that match you're talking about with the Rock and Roll and Ole and Arn, that was a TV taping, but it was in one of the arenas. Like, they left the studio. Because remember, there was a time period in '86 where they just left the studio for a little while, and they were out, basically going through the Mid-Atlantic territory. It wasn't, they didn't throw it from the studio to the building, is the point I'm making.
Did.
No, it's on Peacock now. You can go back and look at it. Now, you'll have trouble searching it because they're freaking searching on Peacock for anything specific. You ain't going to find it. It's a pain in the butt to find. I can tell you that much. But they finally added like 85, 86 Saturday night on.
I'm on that BTT drive, so I don't give a shit.
Okay, well, I'm with you, dude. I'm just telling you.
Do the patrons have do they have that drive as well?
Ixnay on the Xnay, brother. So anyway,
maybe we could sell that.
I have no clue what you're talking about at this moment in time. So this match, the way this thing ends, Gilbert wins with help from the Rock and Roll when Morton grabbed Garvin's leg when Garvin was about to suplex Gilbert into the ring, and Gilbert lands on Garvin, and we get the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. So Eddie Gilbert wins with the help of the baby faces and whatnot. So any thoughts on the finish, Harper?
No.
Yeah, that was my thought.
No.
Doc, you?
Why'd they wait so long to pull his damn leg?
If I was Garvin, I'd be pissed at Michael Hayes for not being there to support me.
Well, he's suspended.
Right, don't get suspended, jackass. Not you, Michael Hayes.
Yeah, we got you. We then go to a series of commercials again, and the main one I noted from this one...
What the fuck is this movie? I don't remember this shit at all.
I have no clue what this is. Let's see the name of it. I was going to say, we see a commercial for Ernest Crazy People is the name of the movie. Wow. Never heard of it, Harper. You're a movie guy. You ever heard of that one?
No.
Dudley Moore and Daryl, what's his last name?
Anna.
Yeah.
And the guy from My Two Dads.
All right, sir.
Yeah. My Two Dads.
Neither one of y'all have ever seen Crazy People.
I can't help you there.
All right.
I see a bunch of loser sports right here.
The Goodwill Games.
The Goodwill Games.
People should... just the Olympics. They just ended. Why?
Why do you hate the Olympics so much?
Did they make that shit up? TBS did?
The Goodwill Games, yeah. Turner made that up.
Okay, I got a question, Doc. Why do you hate the Olympics? Like, what do you hate about it? Now, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff on the Olympics I will not watch, and I'm like, this is dumb.
I got a couple of problems here. So in the Summer Olympics, they had like skateboarding and rhythmic gymnastics. Shit that's subjective wears me out.
Well, you know why they added the skateboarding shit was to try to get young people to watch it.
Great. They didn't.
Yeah.
So, look, I got enough problems trying to get Dez's catch to be a catch I don't need some Romanian judge to tell me that was a 4.8. Fuck
Now,
outta here.
now you're hitting on something because, of course, my wife and daughter want to see gymnastics, and I'm just like, this is way too subjective for me. I need to know a touchdown's worth 6 points. A freaking extra point is worth a point. Like,
And I'm not disparaging. Here's the thing: I'm not disparaging the people that are doing the event because I couldn't do that shit myself. It's
right.
It's a feat, but
Yes.
it's the same feat that I see when I go to an NBA game and they have a halftime show. It's like, well, that looks pretty cool. I couldn't do that myself. Damn, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, the point system on some of the sport I just that ain't for me. But I will confess,
like that skateboard and shit.
I did watch the U.S. basketball team thinking they were going to do the job, but they just set everybody up for the okie doke because in losing preliminary games and then deciding, oh, we're going to put our working boots on and win this thing. I did watch that. Harper, don't laugh. I watched water polo.
Dude, the boy watched that and was like, this is dumb.
Well, you know, I mean, the women's team won the gold, and they have a black goalie who's a trailblazer.
What's that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I had to watch it.
Who are you rooting for?
What?
I root for everybody. Who are you rooting for?
All countries matter to you, right? Okay, I got you.
I just want everybody to have a good time.
I rooted for the USA. I'm watching the women, man. What do you want me to say, dude?
Well, if we're talking about basketball, I was rooting for Slovenia, motherfucker.
That's a shoot. He texted me. He said that. Go ahead. Tell him, Doc, why you rooted for him.
Luka.
Yeah, he said that to me. He's like, bro, I want them. He's like, I want them to win, and I want them to beat the U.S. in the gold medal game.
I got up at 7 a.m. to watch 6 a.m. to watch the bronze medal game with him. That's my boy over there.
Fuck, I was watching the fucking women's volleyball against the Brazilian team, and I was like, damn.
Man, I'll burn all the flags if I can get Luka to get us a ring, man. I don't give a shit.
Go ahead, Harper. What were you saying?
Well, they were fine as fuck, bro.
I knew that was coming from you.
Those volleyball girls?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the American team, they had one chick that looked like fucking Mac and me.
Jesus. All I remember is we were doing this show back in 2016, and Harper, I specifically recall, he could not stop talking about the Brazilian beach volleyball team.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, you know who else was fine? Was Misty May. Boy, she had a nice Remember her?
I don't, but you know, I can tell from yours. She had a nice little.
Here's the other thing. Okay, so 2 things about the Olympics. I was watching with Latrell, and wrestling was on. He was like, he goes, I got a lot of questions. We watched it for about 30 seconds. I got a lot of questions. And I was like, man, I ain't got no answers. Just know that Raw is better than this.
Well,
he goes,
go ahead.
He goes, well, yeah, I know that, but, and he just was like, why are there no ropes? Why don't they just snatch somebody and chop them or hit them? He was very, very confused. Here's my other thing.
You make sure you tell him, although he may have been confused, don't laugh at it and don't mess with a wrestler, or he'll be tied up like a pretzel.
There's no doubt you don't mess with the amateur wrestler. You make buddies with them.
Yes.
And I was telling him, like, that those are tough dudes.
Yes.
The other thing is, I can't imagine dedicating my life to, like, the discus throw or, like, the decathlon or something that takes so much discipline and nobody gives a shit.
That's not true.
Well, I guess you get a scholarship out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when you get to an elite level, you can make money. So I disagree.
The discus person is making a lot of money.
I mean, they ain't doing it for free.
That's what Von Erich became around.
I mean, they get like sponsorship money, huh? From like Nike and Gatorade and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, especially if you're competing at the Olympics, that means you're going to the World Championships. I mean, come on, they're those athletes are making money. I mean, they're not millionaires, but to sit there and act like they can't earn a living. Nah, that's not true. I mean, look, man, there's stuff, again, there's a lot of events in the Olympics I can't watch. I ain't watching no goddamn rowing. I don't give a whatever. But track and field.
You're drawing some weird lines here where you will watch water polo but not rowing.
Okay. Go ahead, Harper. What are you about to say? And then we'll get back to Z-Man and Pillman.
If you can't get a scholarship in that sport, then it's not a fucking sport. I'm just saying.
So you're looking at skateboarding when you say that.
I'm looking at fucking skateboard, motherfucker.
I hear you.
You ever really ride a skateboard, Harper?
When I was a kid, we used to fucking kind of skate around with the little shitty, the fake Vision skateboard from fucking Service Merchandise. It had a ninja on it.
But you weren't really, like, gleaming the cue.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
Well, time to keep moving. We saw a replay of the Z-Man and Pillman attacking the Midnight Express and taking back the U.S. belts. We then go to a match. Pillman and Z-Man versus Zan Panzer and Rick Fargo. Cornette makes a comment about Pillman's mom. He said she's got so many wrinkles that when she wears earrings, she looks like a Venetian blind.
That's nice.
Woof. Pillman and Z-Man win. My only note was Corny's commentary. Doc, any thoughts from you?
I had one, but it would require you going back in the time things. And since you don't like me tonight, I doubt you will.
Which one is it? What's the timestamp? Tell me.
I don't have one. It was when they were coming out. There was a on the near camera side.
Right
there was a blonde that lunges for Pillman. So you got to let them come around here. This match was long again. They let these guys go with the champs for quite a while.
They're filling time, man. Because they ain't a lot. They ain't a lot happening on this show.
It's the second week of the TV taping.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Here comes Pillman. He's like, "Who can I wink at tonight? Whose kid is going to get the wink?"
Wow. Come on.
Oh, her. She lunged after him like, "Come here, but come back. I want to swallow it."
Come on.
What the hell?
What's that mean?
She wants to have his seed in her tummy.
Not on. Mike.
Not on.
I'm going to keep going because this is ridiculous.
Maybe a kid will grow in her. Maybe if I swallow it, a kid
will
grow in my
we then go to commercials since he doesn't know how to act.
I think that's how it works.
Well, maybe. If that were the case, how many kids would we all have?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Harper's doing some math over there.
Oh, no.
Whoa, there's a Burger King commercial. This is right about the time you and I are both toiling away at a Burger King.
No, not in 1990. That's a little early for me. That's about
I was.
About 2 years before I started there.
Jesus.
But yeah, close enough. So we keep going in these two with the filthy talk with Z-Man and Pillman. We go to a match. It's Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner versus the Minnesota Wrecking Crew #2. This match is from the NWA main event show that aired on March 25th, 1990. Bob Caudle and Teddy Long are on commentary. They give this match a lot of time as well. The Minnesota Wrecking Crew, they work over Scott Steiner near the end and work over his injured arm. One of the Wrecking Crew members, because, they all look alike with the mask on and whatnot, slams Steiner on the outside of the ring on his arm, and Scott gets counted out.
Said that about Doom, Harper.
Scott gets counted out, and you have said that before, and the NWA World Tag Team Champs actually lose by count out here to the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I got nothing from this. These guys aren't going to be here long, and the champs lost by count out. The best part about this was Ole with his suspenders and his as Mikey and DFW, Mike Watson says on Twitter and Facebook, his do somebody in outfit, because that is certainly a do somebody in outfit. Anyway, Doc, thoughts on this?
I was thinking, what if the Steiners just decided to get tough with these boys and unmask the AWA champions as jobbers on my TV.
Well, technically they're not jobbers, but
Right,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is they're the AWA champs that just got unmasked on our TV.
yes,
And we stretched them.
boy, that would have been riveting actually back then, because that'd have been almost like a scandal.
Yeah.
Right.
God, I hate when you say smart stuff. Makes me mad. But anyway,
I know.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
why you're mad all the time. The other thing is, can I get 108.37?
Oh yeah, I like when
And
you
my
go
note
forward.
here is Scott's real lucky he didn't blow his knee out right here.
All right, so we're at 108.22, so we got a few more seconds, but he whips Scott into the ropes. Scott hits a clothesline, 2 of them. All right, let's see what's coming up. When he fell out the ring?
It looked like his feet caught when he hit the mat down below. And he kind of bent back, which again would be a real problem for a guy at this ascendancy to be ripping his ACL.
I hear you. It's possible. I mean, I've seen worse on stuff that doesn't even look like it hurt somebody, so.
And again, you're thinking, well, is the AWA champs going to take liberties with the NWA champs?
It would have been something if they'd unmasked them, though. That's. I didn't think about that, but
Just get them in the sugar down there and just take off that mask.
And if anybody can do it, it's these two. Harper, do you have anything from this?
Vern would
I
have
like
never
the finish.
Well,
How
and
they
Vern
worked the
would
body part.
have had a heart attack and never made it to the home where he choked out somebody. How fucked up is that?
It was messed up. Harper, I agree. I mean, it sounded negative when I said it earlier that they win. They beat the NWA champs by count out.
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time you seen Scott Steiner getting fucked up like this?
Well, at the pay-per-view, see, here's why I think the finish was good to what you're saying. At the pay-per-view at the end, the last pay-per-view, Arn and Ole messed up Scott's arm/elbow. I don't remember if it was the left or the right, but they worked it over after they lost. So it kind of, from a continuity point of view, it makes sense that Ole had his guys do something to Scott's arm because they targeted it, just at the pay-per-view. So I get you. It actually ties in well to that. Do you think so, Doc?
Maybe. I thought it was weird that, like, for this mask, they're the Wrecking Crew number 2, and last week they're introduced, and now they're in the ring with the Steiners in a week.
Well,
With so many tag teams in the tag team division, they're in the ring with the Steiners that fast. Now, you said it. They're not going to be here long, and, well, maybe that's part of the reason why, but if we're going to do it, let's do it right.
A month, I think, is what I remember.
Now then, fuck it. Why are we even talking about these pricks?
But Scott and Rick lose by count out, but of course you don't lose the belts on a count out, so there's that.
Why has he got a jock strap on his head?
Bruh, I was about to say
dickhead.
that. So the Steiners cut a promo after the match, and Rick Steiner's got his amateur wrestling headgear spun around where the earpiece, or the side of the ear cover, is over his forehead, and I mean, if you didn't know what an amateur headgear looked like, you would think it was what Harper just said, a jockstrap. It literally looks like a jockstrap on his head. So anyway, I didn't have anything from the promo other than Rick Steiner looks like he's got a jockstrap on, even though we know what it actually is. Did you have anything, Doc, from it?
No.
All right. So we keep moving. Harper, I'm sorry. Did you have anything other than the jockstrap?
No.
Uh-oh.
So we keep moving.
A poo-poo promo. It was just kind of
Yeah, it was, and it was only like 30 seconds at the most. So it was
right. Yeah.
So then we go to there was a few commercials, but then we go to a video package, and it's Cornette throwing it to a workout with Sting, and Sting says he's talking to JR. He's riding a stationary bike, working out that knee. He says he won't be the same after this injury. He says his focus is only getting back at Ric Flair. And Doc can't wait to see these two tangle in a few months. We're still about 3.5 months away, Doc, so no need to do the Von Erich thing just yet. You got 3.5 months to go. Any thoughts on Sting working out and telling old Rossi here he's going to be back and better than ever, Doc?
Wouldn't it be more baby face for him to take the sunglasses off while he's working out?
Yeah.
I mean, if you went to Stan Lane working out with sunglasses on, I'd be like, well, okay, he's a prick and he's going to fuck a girl. That's some heel shit.
Okay, so 2 things. Stan would have had the glasses on, but then would have took them off and still came across as a prick, but a prick that was going to take your girl and, go home and do some winking like Pillman as well.
But have you ever known anybody who's such a heel in real life that they're wearing sunglasses in a workout?
Well, see, that's what I was about to say, because Harper and I were talking. We talked about this, I think, last month or whenever. Remember when they did the interview in the hospital with him and he had the sunglasses on? And I said, Harper, dude, he looks like a prick with them glasses, bro. Nothing about Boogie, nothing about you screams computer or technology. Nothing about you screams face here. And Harper, y'all agreed. And that's exactly what I thought of, again, seeing Sting here. Working out inside with sunglasses on. Ain't that much sun in the world.
And when does the last time the two of you wore a necklace?
Dude, I had to be in my 20s, man. I don't remember. I was young. Harper, when did you wear one?
Uh-oh.
I guess he went to,
So my question is that just something that's gone away, or did we grow out of it? What I mean,
we grew out of it.
Honestly, if you're out there and you wear a necklace, let Mike know about it.
No, I think we grew out of it.
Yeah, send him a message and tell him exactly what kind of doo-doo chain you're wearing.
I think we grew out of it. Because I think kids still do that stuff.
You think so?
But see, okay,
here's
that's
the
not
other thing. Okay, stop right here.
Hold on.
So the wrestling wrap-up.
Hold on, I'm going to go back to it because I was about to do something else. Go ahead.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'm pissed.
When's the last time you wore a necklace?
What's that?
When's the last time you wore a necklace?
Wore a necklace?
Hold on. Dude, for being a smart person, you never preface anything, and you are the worst with that. Harper, Sting was working out. We were talking about how he's got the sunglasses on. He looks like a prick, but he's got a chain on. That's
how does
what
that
Doc's
change
talking
the
about.
answer to when the last time he wore a necklace was?
Because you calling it a necklace and it's a chain. They're kind of slightly different.
Whatever.
I never wore that.
Okay,
Ever.
There you go.
You never wore some jewelry around your neck?
No. I don't think so. I mean, if I did, it was back in high school, like a Metallica chain or something.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say.
I found my old fucking leather jacket from fucking high school with the Iron Maiden pins and shit all in it.
Hell yeah! Send that over to
old
Texas.
Shirts.
My kid likes Iron Maiden. He'd wear that. Put that shit up on eBay. I'll buy it.
Bruh, I found all my old fucking metal shirts. They're probably worth something. I got a shirt from when I saw Twisted Sister. And it's got Dee Snider on it, and it says Twisted Forever.
I like it.
And I said, dude, I could probably sell this for like $50 fucking bucks.
You might be surprised, man.
Yeah.
All right, Doc, you were about to say something about the wrestling wrap-up graphic that we have here.
$25 and 12 issues.
So here's the thing. This is the discussion I wanted to have with you, Mr. Menace.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have gotten further with your mama getting 12 issues for $25 than you would have a pay-per-view for $29.99?
I would have gotten the magazines.
Yeah.
That's see, that was my thinking is that like your parents could see like the magazine come in the mail and it's over a year. So
Right.
they would have been like, look, okay, this will be your birthday present. I got you a subscription to I got you a subscribe to the wrap up versus a one night thing.
And
Which
then,
would you rather have now?
You to, it makes you want to read, which helps.
Sure. So would you rather have, looking back on it, so I think we all agree our parents might have gone for this more than a pay-per-view. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. I used to get the WWF ones mailed to the house for like 2 years.
I had Nintendo Power.
Oh, my God. That was the shit. Dude, a friend of mine used to get that, bro. We used to sit there for hours flipping through that shit, man.
We've talked about that before, the Nintendo Power on this show. How we would flip through it for hours.
Do you still have them?
Nah, I ain't got them. Nah, fuck that.
Get him to tell a story one day about what happened to all his PWIs that he used to have.
Oh, no.
So
he's salty about that one to this day.
So,
but hey, Doc,
back on it.
Let me answer your question. Yes, now while I didn't get wrestling wrap up, I asked my mom for Sports Illustrated and had that for a year or two, and I never forget her she got it, but she was like, let me tell you a little ass something, you little bastard. Literally, her words. I'm going to get it, and I'm putting it on this credit card just so you know. So I had like guilt associated with my Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So that you didn't have a biological that bothered, but in my house,
Christ.
I got to use that as leverage because my dad would read Sports Illustrated or we had the sporting news that came every week.
Oh, yeah, that commercial comes on here, too.
Yep, yeah. Sure does.
So I was able to like glom onto that and read that shit.
I've always wanted that fucking Sports Illustrated phone.
But here's the question. Now, if you had it to do over again, knowing what we know, would you take the 12 issues of the magazine where you're getting worked? Or for one night a year, would you get your parents to get you a pay-per-view of your choosing?
I would get the pay-per-view.
See, I would too.
Okay, so but the choice you're asking is, would you take Wrestling Wrap Up, the magazine, or the one pay-per-view? If that's the choice, I definitely would get the one pay-per-view because it's Wrestling Wrap Up, and that.
But back then we were 10 years old and we didn't know how to make our business case.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to love the fucking Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and I remember one time in the back there was this video you could order for the women's wrestling, and they're doing, it's something sexual. You know how that shit was. They show them, they got her like in a body scissors and all this shit. It's obvious it was something to jerk off to. And my mom saw it. She's like, "What is this? That's wrestling." She's like, "That's not wrestling." It's like, "Yeah, it is. It's just women's wrestling."
Always comes back to cranking. All right, well, let's we'll keep moving now. Tons of commercials. Then we get a replay of last week with Ron Simmons versus Animal when Butch Reed interfered in the match and the Warriors won by DQ, but Teddy Long came in out of nowhere and knocked out Paul Ellering. And I'll go to this next promo now.
What fucking movie was that?
What movie? Shit, now you're gonna make me go back to it.
Hold on. What's his name from Saturday Night Live?
Was it this?
Was this it? No.
That's final. Hold on.
Bro, they're showing movies. I don't even remember none of this shit.
But they always do that.
They made a bunch of spare-ass movies in the 80s so they could get that shit to VHS.
Let's see. It was after the Eminem commercial.
Yeah.
Is this it, Harper?
Is it? Yeah.
If you don't know, you know I don't know.
That's Dana Carvey.
Yeah, whatever.
Same difference. Opportunity knocks.
I don't remember that shit.
I remember the name. I never saw it. Sounds riveting. I'll pass.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a sport
Baseball
news
90
right there.
on TBS means that the Braves are getting ready to start playing 2-hour and 15-minute games while Greg Maddux throws 88 pitches and kicks your ass.
Yeah.
We've been making fun of the Braves for several years. That shit's about to change on here.
It sure is. It's getting close. All right. So, again, they show the replay of Simmons versus Animal from last week when Teddy knocked out Paul Ellering. What were you about to say?
What we're about to see here, let's keep an ear on Teddy here and what
Of
he's
course.
about to say.
We've been keeping an ear on him. Here it is.
I am happy today, and the reason why I'm happy is because you people saw Sugar Ray Long knock that skinhead Paul Ellering right out. Whoop. I mean, the drugs are still smoking, baby. So now, all I've got to worry about now is the Soul Brothers Doom taking care of the Road Warriors. And my mind's at ease because I know that they're going to get rid of Hawk and Animal. And Paul Ellering, if it takes knocking you out in every building we go, then that's exactly what I'll do. Now, Doom, Soul Brother Ron, Soul Brother Butch, tell him, Ron.
Brother, you have said it all. What do we have to say? Look at us. Our body speaks for itself. Our action speaks for itself. We don't have to get out and tell you what we're going to do. You've seen us do it countless amount of times, and you'll see it done again. Tell them, bro.
Let me tell you something. You know, that's the way it's going to be, Ellery. You've been calling Teddy out, sticking the roll, runners on him, and everything like that. So now it's over. So Doom is going to sick you too, boy. We're going to leave you laid out every time. You want some of Doom? We're going to put Teddy on you after we take out your road runners, you understand? Which is no problem. I thought them boys would fight. But let me tell you something. You don't know nothing about no fight until you stand up with the likes of Doom. Because we are just what our name is, Doom. And Doom means down with the Road Warriors.
In the ring from...
I don't know what the hell Butch Reed was saying, and it wasn't because it was bad. It's just that Teddy Long is so entertaining and distracting. What do you have, Doc?
He's an entertaining little fella now.
Man.
What do you think about him calling Paul Ellering a skinhead?
I thought that was great.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was great, too. The problem is the stipulation match that these two are working towards. As he calls him a skinhead. More on that when we get to it. At the Clash or pay-per-view, whenever that is. No spoilers here. What else you have,
You think
Doc?
Teddy smells like cocoa butter?
Come on.
Well, you've been around Teddy at Wildcat. Did he smell like cocoa butter?
No.
See, exactly.
It probably
Stop
smells
the
like Black and
stereotype.
Miles.
Well,
What?
I got a question speaking of Teddy.
I hate y'all.
What?
Cocoa butter, Black and Miles. I mean, do you
Well,
ever
they come
say...
in a packet like $2 for $1.
How do you know? You buy them?
I see them.
All right. Gotcha. What was your question, Doc?
So another podcast, you don't want me to say the name, is real big on Pez Whatley these days. Do you think we need Shaska Whatley today in a wrestling promotion?
I mean, it would get over. I don't know how society
People still complain about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'd get, dude. There'd be so many complaints and the outrage, it would get squashed.
Yeah.
I mean, you agree, Harper? Sounds like it.
Yes. Yeah, they would be like, oh, this is so fucked up. You're making fun of black people. It's stereotype, yada, yada, yada.
You know, this ain't the same thing, but I've heard Kamala talk about, I've heard him when he was alive be asked the question about, the gimmick he did. And man, he was always like, man, what I got to be mad about? I was making money, I mean, I was living good. He was like, because he was asked that question specifically. And now, again, it's totally different than Shaska's gimmick that he had, where he was going to whip a hillbilly and who zooming, who sucker, I mean. But yeah, man, would it get over?
He sounded
yeah,
so real though,
bruh. He was phenomenal.
Yeah,
and we talked about it 4 years ago, nonstop every week. So yes, Doc, it would get over just fine. The problem is the electronic social media would get it taken off TV, and you know it. Am I lying?
Oh, it would happen real quick.
Instantly. It would even, before the show was over, the promotion would be apologizing and saying, oh, we're sorry, it won't happen again. But Pez was good. Pez was a good wrestler. He could cut promos. And he was better as Shaska than he was Pez. That's the funny thing. But the Road Warriors just defeated Hacksaw Higgins and Joe Kazana, and the Road Warriors came in, no music, but they got a nice ovation, and they win quickly. We'll keep moving. The Road Warriors then cut a promo after the match. I don't have notes from it, and I hope I didn't miss anything. Doc, did you have anything from the promo?
Not really.
Yeah, I thought it was meat and potatoes. What about you, Harper?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. They then
fucking froze up on me at this point for some reason.
What froze up?
I don't know. Like I was watching it. It I don't know. It's the internet or what. It just fucking froze up.
Oh, okay. My screen share didn't freeze up. You
No. Like on my phone.
Okay. Well, you didn't miss too much more, to be honest, because it's a bunch of commercials, and then they go to a replay of Flair versus Luger from Wrestle War on February 25th, over a month ago. And again, if you want to hear us review that, go to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, where you can get the full 2.5, 3 hours worth of audio of us covering a really good match that they had there, along with a really good pay-per-view. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. They do cut the finish off, and they went to commercial, so you really couldn't see the finish. And then one of the last things, or the last thing they go to on this week's episode, it looks like it's going to be Kevin Sullivan versus Chris Powers in the, I'm going to call it loosely, the main event. But before the match, Sullivan slaps Cactus and tells him to get in the ring, and Cactus does just that. So it's Cactus Jack versus Chris Powers. Cactus is really just brutalizing this guy. It's not much of a competition. He slams him on the floor as we work to the finish and does the elbow drop to the floor. Cactus brings him into the ring and he pins him. Eventually, Sullivan gets on the mic after the match and tells Abdullah and Norman to bring their asses to the ring, and here these two come. We end up with a wild brawl. Sullivan, Cactus Jack, Abdullah, and Norman. And that's it. JR and Cornette close the show. I'll throw it to you, Doc. Anything from Cactus and Sullivan and this, whatever happens at the end here?
Can you play 136-31 and tell me what Corny is saying?
136 what?
31.
Yeah, hold on. All right, hold on. We're at 136.25. Let's see what's going on here.
Arkansas. NWA will be in Little Rock early part of April.
What in the world opportunity is there in Little Rock, Arkansas?
Cactus Jack went for the shoulder block, and Chris Powers moved out of the way.
Now Sullivan, he's been a little nicer to him, but he's still giving him some.
He said, what in the world opportunity is there in Little Rock, Arkansas?
I just want to apologize to all our listeners in Little Rock. I've been there, and I think it's a great town.
Yeah.
To those who are offended,
Arkansas is underrated.
All right.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, well, the people are morons, but that's anywhere.
Okay, you hate everybody, so.
Right, but Arkansas's got some nice scenery. It's a nice little state.
Walmart's there.
Oh, whatever. I'm talking about the nature, Harper, not some damn logistics center.
Aren't they known for diamond mines?
No, that's South Africa.
Wow.
I think Arkansas was known for diamond mines.
I think it was cubic zirconium.
No. Oh, is it?
Well.
Look it up.
I've got nothing.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
you think if it was known for diamond mines, they would have stripped that bare by now?
Because they used to have it on their license plate.
Now wait a minute.
Now he's
It
looking
was
it
a
up.
diamond on their fucking license plate. And I remember, like, as a kid, asking my mom, I was like, "Why they got a diamond?" And she's like, "Oh, they're known for diamond mines."
Bro, you know that shit was cubic zirconia.
I'm letting y'all finish this discussion because I've got nothing to add to it.
I don't know. I can't figure it out on the fly. Apparently, there's maybe a truth, a sliver of validity to that. But if you are from Arkansas or think you know about this, that is Mike504@btt.com. Let him hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Arkansas diamond mines. It's called their state park is a Diamond State Park.
All right.
Yeah.
Go to Arkansas for your diamond for your
shit,
woman.
Yeah. Diamond mines. Yeah. See?
Okay.
I just learned something.
Yeah, I'm gonna commit that to memory.
Every kiss begins with K.
With Arkansas. Watch this bump on the floor before we finish this show. Norman hits Cactus, and Cactus takes a back bump into the back of Sullivan's legs. That could have been a problem because
where?
That's right here. That's how ankles get broken, the ACLs get torn that's why they tell you.
Like the quarterbacks, like the offensive linemen get when they're just standing there. And
yeah,
the guy gets rolled into the back of them.
That's why in a like a battle royal, they tell you don't take a bump, like flat back bump, because that's literally how you mess something up in a leg, ankle, whatever. Anyway, I caught that on the replay. But Sullivan's fine, and Cactus and Abdullah are brawling. And again, that's pretty much how we go off air. They do go to commercial after the brawl. They come back, and JR and Cornette close the show. They speculate about Flair and Luger and if we'll see them next week, because we didn't get them this week and we didn't get a ton of promos. So on that note, we do need to close this thing and rate it and give out the Rolex. But before we do so, remember, if you are not a patron, become one, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And I've already mentioned it a few times, but the other thing I want to mention is our Amazon Associates link. If you shop on Amazon, please use that link. It is tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, side pieces, all those things in your life, and tell them to use it each and every time they shop on Amazon. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Okay, Doc, I always throw it to you. Do you want to rate it or hand out the Rolex first? Which one?
Let's rate it.
So I'll go first, and only because I like wrestling and not because it was a good episode. Very, very low B-. Very, very low B-.
Yeah.
Probably should have gave it a C+, but I'll go B-. What are you giving it, Doc?
Well, in honor of Abdullah being on the show, I'm going to give it a strong Hep C.
That's nice.
Jesus.
Y'all been waiting all night for me to come through, but if you stick around long enough, I'm always going to deliver.
All right, Harper, what are you going to give it?
A B-, like you said, because
a B- is more appropriate, and here's why. Because they gave us some matches we could fast forward through.
Yeah, but it was 2 fucking hours, and then I was like, oh fuck, it's Abdullah, but he's a good guy, and he's with fucking Norman, and it makes no fucking sense.
Bro, that Norman shit's a letter grade and a half.
Yeah,
decrease.
dude, what the fuck? That motherfucker was on his TV way too fucking much.
Bastion Booger's getting too much run.
Ugh.
When you watch these back like we're doing and see Norman every week,
but who's pushing for this?
That's what I'm saying. Who's booking? Like who says, "Boy, this is gonna be great, bro"?
And that's a really interesting question, because we always hear about the booking committee, but Corny's like, we keep getting buried by this point, so fuck it. So who is the booking committee? Because Flair's leaving about this time. The committee.
I think Flair's off the committee by this point.
Right. And so there's a point and somewhere in here where Ole takes over, probably working with Herd, but like, who is behind this? And if it's Herd, pushing Norman is almost as bad as Fire and Flair.
Yeah, I think Ole is either the head of the committee or we talked about this, but I can't remember exactly if he's leading the committee or he disbanded it. I'm not really sure, but Ole is at the top by this point.
But even if he was, he didn't start this push for Norman. Who's pushing for that?
Well, that's what I was about to say. It's not him with this Norman stupidity. Norman started before this nonsense. So this has got to be Herd, man, because of the cartoon nonsense that he wants to mirror and all that stuff.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
But I think by this point, this is March 31st, I think Ole disbanded the committee and he's just head booker. If he's not head booker now, it's got to be shortly. And Jesus Lord, this is... Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
But the Norman thing has just been... I mean, we've been talking about this forever now, man. It's... you know the one thing I'll say about this episode, as I give it the B-, is Norman, we've been talking about it forever now, but what's worse is they one-upped the stupidity this week. And when you think they can't get any dumber with it, they put him out there as a Ninja Turtle last week. He's still a Ninja Turtle. Now he's got the Boogie Man, Abdullah, as he called him, and he's a babyface with Norman. And Captain Mike is out there, teeth and gums, laughing because he's got to think this is stupid. So anyway,
here's the other thing. There's nothing about Norman that says kids.
Yeah.
The guy he's fighting, even though there's no reason to think it at that time, would have been way better to connect with kids being Mick Foley.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can say that, but maybe
you wouldn't have thought that for 20 or 15 more years. I get that.
Yeah,
but the point is, they just don't understand. Like, okay, here's the thing. You want to tell me that Sting's going to connect with kids? Like, I may not like it, but I understand what Sting's for the kids. Y'all say that all the time. I get it. I get that. I don't like it, but I get it. Norman?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. They had the smarts to get rid of the ding-dongs.
Well, yeah, after an army base completely took a big, meaty, hairy dump all over it. I mean, it was so stupid. The bells were... I mean, dude, Jim Ross might be lucky he didn't get fired.
Here's the thing. How much less stupid is Norman than the ding-dongs?
Oh, it's not. It's just as dumb.
Right.
Jim Ross's commentary on that match at the Clash, like, you got to go back and listen to it in full. Dude, Jim Herd's got to be thinking, he's got to be listening to that, going, what are we doing? Like, what is he saying? But maybe he didn't listen. Anyway, all right, so we handed out we gave out the rating. Now it's Rolex time. Doc, who you giving your Rolex to?
Fuck.
So I didn't have anybody selected as we came into the show, but Harper convinced me about who to give the Rolex to.
Oh, really?
I'm giving the Rolex to Abdullah for having to crouch in a probably uncomfortable position inside.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, fair enough. Harper, who you giving yours to?
That fireman.
For the Absorbing Jr.?
When he saved those people, but his body's so sore now.
Okay, I didn't expect that. I'm gonna give it to.
I don't know, but this was
Yeah.
I guess Abdullah.
I'm going Teddy Long just for the.
Oh yeah, forgot about Teddy.
For the sheer entertainment that he provided.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got no Arn this week, no Flair. It's
no Luger.
No Luger.
No Ranger Ross.
They're just running out the clock this week. Is all that's happening.
This is like that fourth episode of the Smoky Mountains.
Oh God, yeah. When you had seen it all already.
Yeah, and they had seen it all.
Yeah.
And the stands were starting to like file out.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Well,
How about that?
Real quick, if you were wondering why we haven't RIP'd beautiful Bobby Eaton on the last two main shows and somehow missed our special show, we did do a show completely dedicated to Bobby Eaton where we thanked him for the memories.
And just for the little fella in Asia, I talked about snail trails in that show.
Wow. Yeah.
Who's that?
You just couldn't resist, could you, Doc? You had to bring up snail trails as we were RIPing one of the greats. That's just like you. Just like you. So anyway,
what a beautiful tribute.
We did a great show on Bobby Eaton, and please check that out. And on another note, I do have to mention Harper's video service, life advice, relationship advice. Remember, if you'd like your own shout out, go to or email Harper at chrisharper16wildcat@gmail.com. Tell him, what you want in your video that he's doing, whether it's a shout out to
what you want
yourself, or you're shouting out a friend, or you're giving some life advice to a friend, or telling somebody who's getting married not to get married. Please go there and email him and tell him what you want. And then after you do that, PayPal Harper $20 to cc30388cc@yahoo.com. If you want to see what that was that I just mentioned and you missed it, either hit rewind or check the show description, and it's all in the notes down there. Also, check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us, so please support them. And check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV, who handle our ECW show on the Patreon feed. On that note, I'm a little tuckered out, although I may not sound like it. Doc, you wore me out today. You got anything before we get out of here, Doc?
What does that mean?
I mean, you wore me out. I mean, I don't think it takes a brain surgeon.
You just warm out, man. You're a fucking machine.
Yeah, dude, you're like the T-Rex these days, bro.
Hey, I just want to point out real quick. Half Pint, I need you to get ready. You're getting called up pretty soon to the main roster for an assignment, so I need you to get ready for this NFL preview.
Yeah, I know. He's emailed me 6 times about it already. I'm kidding. It hadn't been 6, but it's
That's
been
cute.
enough.
That's cute when people are worried about their big league assignment. Just follow our lead. You'll be fine. I guess. I don't know. Hey, the one thing I gotta realize, I gotta upgrade my predictions. Cowboys aren't gonna go 16-0 this year.
Oh, okay. 17-0, huh?
17-0. That's
because he added the fucking game.
Yeah.
The dumbest
17-0.
The dumbest thing ever.
We start with
safety.
the Buccaneers. We start with the first game of the season, Buccaneers.
Auburn nailed it.
I hope y'all win.
They worried about safety in the game.
Yeah.
It's all about safety. Yeah. Sure. Whatever you say, NFL. Boy, y'all come with some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Doc. I mean, as a Saints fan, you kind of hope they win. But
so you're saying we're all rooting for the Cowboys in week 1. The entire nation.
Unfortunately, I mean, it's the lesser of two evils.
Hey, I'm glad that we can all come together and be as one.
Harper, here's my prediction. We are not going to be 500 this year. The playoffs are done. There's too many problems, and it has nothing to do with the quarterback situation.
Well, it's in the secondary, too. But did you see your quarterback not get through the tackling dummy?
No. Like I said, I'm not worried about a quarterback and tackling dummies. I'm more worried about a secondary, a defensive line. And by the way, the Saints called Harper and me last week to potentially play receiver. So that kind of tells you the status of our team.
Can you imagine Harper running routes?
I could do that shit.
He runs a fly and just lays down at the end of it.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be offsides on the next play. Fuck it. Hey, Jameis will be fine, man. There's plenty of crab legs down there in New Orleans. Y'all be all right with him.
Harper runs 5 yards on a route and starts tapping his helmet in the middle of the route. Yeah. He can't even finish the route. He's tapping his helmet just out of the blocks.
What would be great is if he whipped an ether rag out and laid the DB out.
Now that's great. All right. On that note, Harper, if you got nothing else, man, let's get out of here. Hit the tagline.
Book it, bitch.